Hi and welcome to this video. Today we'll be looking at how to customize your MacBook terminal. So there are three main things we can talk about. Firstly is the terminal itself and what it appears like. Second is the prompt here. And lastly, we can also configure this bash profile where we can set up the terminal to run some commands whenever we open up the terminal. So first of all, how do we change the appearance of this terminal over here? As you can see, this is not the default prompt. This is a pro theme actually. So the way to do this is actually go to the terminal and click on preferences. And you can see in your profiles tab over here, general profiles, we have a list of a sample themes that you can select. For example, if you want to look at the red sans, which I think is quite nice as well, double click it and it will open up at the side a sample what it looks like, and you can type cd and take a look at what it looks like. Grass, and you can also customize the name by double clicking on it. So if you like the theme, you can set it as a default. Here, default, click on default. Now when I reopen the terminal, I see the default that I've set. But since I prefer, and you can also access it by pressing Command, preferences, and change the default back to Pro, like that. And reopen it. And you can also see that you can customize much more than that. You can take a look at the colors, fonts, text, and there are a few other tabs here you can explore as well. But for me, I think this is more than sufficient. So just changing it to the Pro theme. One addition I would like to do in the background section, if you see this opacity here, we can actually change that. If you want it to be very transparent, go all the way. If you want it to be completely opaque, then it'll be 100%. But I like something, the default is actually 85, but I prefer something that's about 80 because you can actually see behind. You will actually be able to see behind the terminal, so it's useful when you're trying to copy text from your browser. Let me restart this. Yeah. Now, how do we change this command prompt here? Because you notice that it's not the standard default prompt, and it's also of a different color. So to do this, you have to make sure that you are in the root directory. And then if you don't have it already, you can actually open up your bash rc file, which I have. So this is where you will write the code that will tell your terminal what colors and what prompt to use. So right now I'm using this. So the important thing to take note is the $sign. That was my prompt, and surrounding this is actually the code that tells it what color to use. So how I would read these is everything that comes after a backslash is one item. So this backslash, everything after that, that's one set. Then the $sign, and then a backslash, and everything after that, that's the next item. So the $sign is surrounded by two items, and this will give it its color. Down here, this \w is actually the workspace directory that the user is in. So this \w is one set. Surrounding the \w, we have one item from here, and another item after this backslash. So that those two items will give the \w, the workspace, the color. And I would usually add a space at the end so that it gives you a nice padding. That's why you see we have the green color followed by yellow. So if you want to change this, very simple. You can comment out anything you don't want with a hashtag. So the most basic prompt would just be, you would just say PS1, that's your prompt. And then you write in quotes, whatever you want, any string you want, $sign, and then \w that just gives you the workspace that you're in. So if you save it, you realize nothing has changed, so you have to restart the terminal. Open it again, you see you have your prompt, but this prompt doesn't have the colors. So open up the bash RC. Let's try another one. So these I have experimented with. If you want to take a look at the light blue and green, we comment that out. Yes, nothing's changed. We restart the terminal and we see that here's the colors that we selected. So that's how you change your prompt. Yep. So there are a few of these defaults, backslash characters, backslash W, there's also backslash U, which you can search for online. But this is how I like my terminal to be. Oops. So I forgot to uncomment out. Okay. So now, we've looked at how to change the terminal and the prompt. Now we'll take a look at how we can customize the terminal to execute some commands that we want it to do every time we open up a terminal. So this would, instead of bash RC, we'll go into bash profile. So I'll open it using nano, and you can see three main things you can do actually. The first thing is you can export paths. For example, your Python paths. And here's just some other code. The second main thing that you can do is to set aliases. So aliases will just help you speed up writing of commands. So if you have a really long command, like you want to change directory into a specific directory, you can alias that to a simple short command that you can just key in and it will be registered. So one cool thing maybe is this rest command. There's actually C matrix. So how would you use this? You would normally you can just type rest. So instead of typing the whole command, you just type rest, your alias, and you'll see the output. So it's pretty cool. So you can add aliases. And one last thing you can do is also, if you notice, I have the conda base environment activated. So sometimes you are working on a project, you might want to activate the environment that you are using for a project automatically, and you don't want to always have to manually type in conda, activate, whatever. So the way to do this is to just write that command inside the bash profile. So we can go to the end and type in the command conda activate. I have this virtual environment, and then exit save. So next time I open this terminal, it will automatically activate this environment for me. And it's actually pretty fast, so not much delay. Yeah, so that's it for this video. If you found it useful, do share it with your friends. Thanks for watching.